Facebook is still that jammed thing. It's not moving off of the line. Okay, Facebook is just a problem child lately. I don't think it's going to work again.
No.
And I don't know why. Okay, well, if you're on YouTube, then you're in the right spot. Welcome. I'm Cindy Daychuk with Queen Bee Creations, and this is What's New Wednesday, where we show you all the latest additions to the website, all the new stuff. Monday's video was a thrift flip video, but was themed. So what I did do was I took some thrifted items that had nothing to do with Easter and turned them into Easter decor. And there were 4 different projects, 2 of which were, taking this typical little planter, and we made some fabric carrots. We've got a little thrifted bunny in there with some thrifted florals, just nice and cute and nice and easy. And again, you can keep this for next year's decor, or you could remove this and then put in other florals. So now you have the base all painted out, ready to just become springtime decor, summertime decor, whatever you would like. Another example was just, and much more subtle, was taking this planter and we decoupaged on some bunnies from napkins and added some florals from transfers. And we just added a little bit of wildflowers in the top so that we have this cute little, more like springtime, right? The bunnies kind of lean it into Easter a little bit, but we've got a lot of flexibility in there. We did a little wheelbarrow. We took something that I had put aside for Christmas and we turned it into Easter decor that you could easily switch out seasonally as well. So a number of different ideas that maybe have you looking at some of your home decor a little bit differently, or as you go out thrifting, looking at items and seeing how you can kind of spin it into some seasonal or holiday decor. And I like that kind of idea. Friday's video. Friday's video is a fail video. So I don't have a finished product to show you because I messed it up twice. And when I get really overly tired, I tend to drop things. It's a really bad time in the kitchen. I drop jars. I don't know what it is. And Friday's video is very fragile, and I smashed it twice, smashed 2 different items.
So if you want to see a fail, watch the Friday video.
Yeah, so it does walk you through the process of the project. You get to see all of the steps. You get to see what not to do, but it's definitely a fail of a video. And it was not the craft to do when I was tired. And some nights are a little bit better. If you've been following for a little while, you know that mostly I've been spending kind of like every other night at my mom's and then coming straight here to the shop, and then racing home and kind of working at night, the night that I am home, to kind of play catch up with all the stuff that I didn't do while I was at my mom's. And it's catching up a little bit. I could not make it work for the life of me, but it's a fun craft to play with and to have fun, and maybe use a wooden egg. So I broke eggs. Watch it. I decided to leave it up because not everything goes perfectly. And I think that there is a good lesson in that too. The expectation that sometimes things are going to mess up. So that's this Friday's video. Check it out. I'm far from perfect, and that one's proof. Okay, today's video, today's update on new stuff in the shop, and hopefully I don't drop any of this, starts with a couple of unique truly vintage items. The first of which is this lava glaze. This is Canada Pottery Company. This is like mid-century modern classic item, and with the definitive lava glaze with that orange top. There is a very teeny tiny chip. Very teeny tiny chip, if you can see right at the tip of my nail there on the base. But this is $45 in the shop. It's probably, can you put it way over on your side, Nick? It's probably slated for me to list on Etsy because it's very collectible for people that really love mid-century modern. Usually goes for $120 and up. But again, things are just more reasonable on my website before I have to do Etsy and premiums and all that kind of stuff. Now, this guy also is a vintage item. This is a McCoy. So McCoy, very collectible ceramic items from the States, from the US. This is Bobby the Baker Doughboy cookie jar. So his little hat comes off. He also is 45, and he also typically sells in excess of $100, and even more given how great his coloring is. There's no real chips or cracks on him at all. He's in awesome shape and is truly, truly a unique piece. So especially for those that collect McCoy, he's very collectible because he's not all that common a find. So those are two very special kind of vintage items that I was lucky to be able to get into the shop. This one is from Roselle, the Midwinter pattern. This is from England and is stamped on the bottom. Now, it is a little jug, a little pitcher. And it came with, and this blue is a perfect color, it came with this lid. I've just never seen a pitcher with a lid. So it looks like it goes with it, but it just seems like a weird topper for this. So I'm selling it with it, but I think that the jug just is on its own. So I think maybe this is from the Midwinter pattern, but maybe it was on a little canister, matching canister, or a big teapot or something. So I do think it's from the Midwinter collection. I just don't think that it was originally for on top of the jug, but you get it as a bonus. So $11 for this vintage guy. Just because my elbow keeps going to land in them. I have these two handmade pottery platters, and they're in the same color tone, slightly different designs on them. But what's unique about them is that they feature this rough cut pottery edge. So in this kind of ombre toned kind of fade, got this center pattern. It does as well have 4 clear unglazed spots, so that if you wanted to be attaching feet to it, then you have a spot to do it. This smaller one, more in the square shape, is $10. And then this slightly larger one, and again, those three ombre toned colors, again with a bit of a rough edge, is $11. These are done by the same potter. It doesn't have a signature or stamp, but they are definitely professionally done. And I just love the unique element of that roughened edge on them. That's just kind of special. Here is a very traditional piece, which is a wedge wood, little mini, the raised emblems. This is in excellent condition, so there's no chipping of the edging or of the internal imaging. I can't remember what this one is. I think it's something about a cherub is the pattern, and then with all the leaves going around the outside. So this is an awesome shape. It's an older piece, $9 for the little wedge wood plate.
Cupid as Oracle.
Cupid as Oracle is the pattern. I knew it was something about Cupid.
Cherub, though.
Oh, cherub. Yeah, well, I said cherub. Cherub is a little angel. Cupid's a little angel. It's kind of like that. Both start with a C. It's about the best I can get my head working right now. This little mini gratin dish. This is a Rosenthal, Kronach, Germany. Again, it's a vintage piece, but in great shape. $9 for that little guy.
Kathy Monk says Pillsbury Doughboy.
It looks like a Pillsbury Doughboy, but it's actually Bobby the Baker. But it's reminiscent of that. I don't know which came first. Could be their version of the Pillsbury Doughboy, or Pillsbury Doughboy came after Bobby the Baker. I don't know. But that's his real name, Bobby. All right, this guy, this is from Japan. This is a vintage spoon rest, and it is a vintage 3-spoon rest. So a trio of spoons on it. Usually you just see the single spoon rest, but this is designed for the 3, which is kind of nice because often you're stirring up a bunch of different things. $8 for that. And I have this little vintage plate in the pink roses. So this is vintage. It does mean that in the center, yeah, there's a little scratching. Not too bad. The coloring on the outside is great. Look at how cute that pink and green leaf edging is. I love that. $9 for this, but I was not able to find the company to attribute it to. But that green edging has little to no wear, and that's usually the piece that you lose. I have a single mug. This one is from Time and Table for $7 in the blue floral with gold detailing and the gold handle as well, just in that turquoise floral color. I love that. I would have loved to have had a whole set of them, but just even as a nice, pretty, unique mug, $7. All right, this next item, it's kind of, it falls into that kind of unique, funky, ugly, cute kind of category. So salt and pepper shakers of a mama and a baby monkey.
Lisa would love that.
So she's got her arm out to be able to nestle in the little baby. These are vintage from Japan, $10 for the pair. They're in great shape. And so just kind of unique, right? Kind of that funky, ugly, cute kind of thing going on here. So they're just kitschy. I love those. This is a set of 8 stoneware dessert side salad plates, whichever way you want to say it. This is from Tabitha Brown. They're stoneware. I have 4. It's a set of 8, 4 different colors, 2 of each for $22. So there's 2 in the coral. Oh, 2 in the lime green, all with that distinct kind of bubble edge. 2 in the turquoise and 2 in that kind of royal blue. So just really lovely kind of fun little plates, just kind of lovely as well going into the springtime. This all of these colors going into the Easter season, as little dessert plates or little side plates. They just I love the colors, and I love the mix of those together. I'm trying to create a little space on the table here. Okay. Now I have a set of 4 of the Bohemian glass lowball glasses here. So Bohemian crystal lowball glasses with the frosted cut daggers on the bottom. So the set of 4 of these for $18. And then I also have the same design in the highball glasses. And again, you can see that this still has the original label on them. And the 4 highballs in the same pattern are $24. And they all 8 of them are in pristine condition. I'm not convinced they were ever used. They still, some of them still have the original labels on them. So those ones quite likely have not been used. But I just like the feel of them. I love the little curved out lip on this one, and just kind of a nice feel. I had someone who came in and went crazy buying out all of my mini vases. So I'm glad I'm slowly starting. I have a couple more to introduce next week, but I'm slowly starting to bring some little small vases back into the shop. This one I like with a deep scalloped edge. It almost looks like it's tulip shaped. It's got this pale lavender and pink drip glaze on it. Hand signed, Lillian Forestis. I don't know. Anyway, Lillian, you did a lovely job. I love it. $6 for this little guy. I have this copper and brass handled cream and sugar set for $9. Now these are cute. I mean, certainly you can use them for cream and sugar. I would love these to make your own candles in. So you've got them as little candles, or little succulent pots. These are pretty flexible. I mean, use them for what they were designed for. That's always an option, but they also have alternate uses, and I just love the look of them for that. And the copper's in really pretty decent shape as well. I have this one unique mug. This is from, I believe, the Old English Pottery Company. This lovely blue hummingbird mug. So it's got a little bit of a foot on the base. It's got some florals on the inside lip, and just that lovely, almost cobalt blue look for $8.50. One little piece of grass in it. We have this. This is from Korea. So this is a Korean pottery handled soup bowl with a lid. It's got the lovely smooth glaze on the inside, but that matted rustic glaze in the blue and tans on the outside. This is $6, which again, perfect as a soup bowl. It would be great as a covered candle if you wanted to turn it into that. You know, little treat dish with hidden candies or chocolates or nuts or something. But perfect going into the summer for like salsa or you know, pico de gallo, that sort of thing. And I love having, if you're taking it outside, and having the lid on it. So again, you can take the lid on and off depending, but keeping all the wasps and the flies away is always a plus. So, you know, whether you're doing a cheese dip or a cheese sauce or anything, and because it can go in and out of the oven or the microwave, it increases its use as well. Now this pottery piece, this is an open sugar and matching creamer. It is stamped on the bottom, and I just love those soft, almost seaside colors, right? You've got that light turquoisey blue, and it fades into tans and pale pinks, and just lovely. And the inside is in this cream speckled glaze on this. So $11 for the set. And I just love the soft kind of look of that. The last item, I think, for tonight is this big, I think it's seagrass, so woven and wrapped seagrass console bowl. So it's lovely and large and nice and deep, sturdy. It's $14. Shipping, the weight isn't a lot, but the size of the box is going to be a little bit bigger. So shipping will be a little bit more, but $14 for this is a steal. So that can absorb some of your shipping costs, because this is in great shape and just such a nice piece. So whether you use something like this as a console bowl, or whether you're using it on the floor to be able to mound you know, if you're a knitter and you've got all of your balls of yarn in there for you as you're knitting on a particular project, or as, you know, for a throw blanket or something like that, I think it's just a really kind of pretty piece to be able to coordinate into your decor that way. And I think that's it. I think there's about 21 things. Tonight, I have not been around the shop outside of my guaranteed hours for the past, I don't know how many weeks now, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 4 weeks now. So, yeah, I haven't been out. I haven't had chances to get out and do a lot of collecting because I've really just been sort of between here in Burlington and my mom's place in Oakville as we continue to support her in her recovery and trying to see. I'm tapping into nursing staff to be able to cover off days, but my younger sister and I are still covering off like the 17 hours from 4 in the afternoon to 9 in the morning. And thank God for her, because I could not be doing this all on my own. So appreciate having her to be able to chip in and to be able to help as well as we move forward through this. And it's still just kind of seeing how her recovery goes to be able to determine what she actually needs. I don't want to necessarily move her out of her home prematurely if she's going to be able to recover and be able to stay in there. But I also, you know, we can't afford to keep dragging it out either, because you know, my sister and I can't do this indefinitely. So it's just, you know, my heart goes out to any of you that have struggled with this too, and trying to do your best by, you know, your aging parent, and trying to support their wants and their needs and their wishes with really what you can do physically and still meet their physical needs and care. And it's a tough one. And there aren't tons and tons of resources that you can tap into. I mean, if you've got lots of money, there are, but it gets crazy. So just, you know, covering the night shift that my younger sister and I do is expensive, right? For people that are just going to be there sitting there while they're sleeping. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, it's tired. It's tough. We will get through it, as many of you have had to get through it. It's just what you expect with the aging process. It just hit us a little bit fast because she was racing around chasing some squirrel that got loose in her house one day, and the next day in the same week was flat on her back, laid out in the hospital. So it's just crazy. Thank you for your patience through all this. I know that there's many of you that are local that are used to my being around here outside of my guaranteed hours and are finding I have not been as responsive. My apologies. I'm just not being here as much as I am typically. I know that it means that I've had to cut back on videos. It means that I'm apparently too tired to hold on to eggs very tightly. I keep smashing them. So end results of some videos may suffer. The process, though, I walk you through the process. The steps are all there. Just the end result sucks. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for your support through all of this. And this too is life. We will get through this, and I appreciate the support along the way. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Check out the videos, and until then, guys, take care.